I'm Ellie,
I'm Emmy.
and this is Little Chicks. So, for our little pop culture segment, Target and Ulta in their partnership, which began in 2021, so they've mutually decided to part ways, which our Target, our Target, never had Ulta anyway, so it's not like a loss for us.
No, it doesn't really feel like.
Yeah, but I just thought that was interesting because I remember when they came out with that, it was such like a big deal.
I feel like it's very convenient, so I'm a little shook, honestly.
Well, I don't know because pretty much what's at Ulta is at Target, like drugstore wise.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Besides like that higher end, obviously.
Well, I think Target is probably expanding a little bit more than what Ulta realized, I would assume.
Yes, because we went to Target the other night and they are carrying a lot more K beauty stuff, which
Yeah.
I love for them. And I was honestly really surprised by that.
So their contract ends next year.
Yes, next year.
Interesting. Okay.
So if you have an Ulta in your Target, hit it up before next year.
Do you think they're gonna do like those weird, like not weird, but like sales? Or do you think since it's still Ulta, like they're
No.
just gonna like stop?
I think they'll just slowly like phase it out.
Mm,
There won't be any sales or anything, I doubt it.
sucks.
Okay. Oh, I figured you would like this since you're public health. Walmart recalls great value frozen shrimp over potential radioactive contamination.
I saw this TikTok of these cartoon little shrimps dancing to like radio music.
Oh, so did you see this then?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's so
I
funny.
saw it and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I feel like we used to get that when we were younger. Like, our parents would buy that. The
Yeah.
frozen shrimp.
I mean, almost everything's getting recalled
Yeah.
at this point. It does happen, unfortunately.
Okay, and then Sophie Cunningham will miss the rest of the 2025 season with a right knee injury. And for those who don't know her, she plays for the WNBA. She was the one that was accused of hooking up with the Suns CEO when she was playing in Phoenix. But now she's playing for the Fever.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she's the one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
I
she's
just
like,
knew she was the enforcer. Like when they got her, like when the Fever got her, a lot of people were like, "That's who they need," because she's very like, I don't want to say
more of an
dirty.
aggressive player.
Yeah,
Yeah, which she is. But yeah, that's what she's kind of not known for. But
yeah. No, it is
yeah, that's how I know her.
that and her political beliefs. Those are the two things that she's known for.
um, let's see. Hurricane Aaron.
Wasn't it supposed to like destroy Florida and then it kind of just like meow?
Okay, no, it still did a lot of damage. Like all the up and down the East Coast, it's flooding
Yeah.
everywhere.
No,
But
I
it
when I
was supposed
saw
to hit, I think, Category 5.
okay, yeah, that's what it was. Because when I saw the like map of it, it literally was like started in Miami and was just like zigzagging throughout the entire
Mm-hmm.
state of Florida as a Category 5, and it was supposed to stay that way the whole time. So I didn't know like if that was changed. Hi, baby.
Yeah, and then I saw this thing where if Tulsa, Oklahoma will pay you $10,000 to move there, but you have to stay for a year. Would you do it?
Let me see what Tulsa. Well, first of all, it's Oklahoma, so no.
Yeah.
But let me look up like
I saw where
Tulsa.
it's like really a booming city. If you can get past that, it's in Oklahoma.
Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of like cute
it is cute. I wonder why that's the thing.
because it's Oklahoma. No one wants to move there. That's like saying you're gonna move
Oh,
to
no.
Kansas or something.
Apparently, and this is from like the city's website, um, they are offering the $10,000 incentive to attract remote workers to relocate into cities like the city center. So I'm assuming they have a lot of like, I guess, establishments there, like organizations that people are working for, but they're working remote, so they're not working within the city,
Hmm.
but they have
Also,
jobs
that
within the city.
drives up the economy. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, so that's probably why they're wanting to attract more people inside the city center. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. Did you see Skims collab with Post Malone?
No.
That was funny because it's just very like they're coming out with like camo and he's like riding a horse. Like it's very country esque with Post Malone, but he has lost a lot of weight.
He does look very like I saw his perform. Where did he perform a little bit ago? He performed somewhere and he actually looked like comparing to like whenever we saw him in concert, like he just looked so much healthier and just happier. Like you could tell.
Yeah,
So I mean, good for him. He
yeah, but
deserves.
it's just funny. He was like in his underwear on a horse.
Of
I'm
course.
like, okay, okay.
Another thing I think is important to mention, and it's very important to me. The plague is in California. Um, and I literally texted Ellie and I was like, the plague is in California. And before you ask, yes, it's that plague.
Which I read that the plague technically has never gone away.
No, it's never been eradicated. People are just not very smart when it comes to that.
Yeah.
It's very rare in human form. I think there's like 7 to 8 cases in the United States a year. But it's super easy to treat with antibiotics. Like,
I did
medicine
read
has come
that,
a
yeah.
really far way. But no, it's never been eradicated. I mean, fleas are everywhere. It's gonna happen, unfortunately. But yes, and there's not a difference between the bubonic plague and the Black Death. They are the same thing. A lot of people do not understand that. It's the same.
Okay.
Hate to rock your world.
The
Same
plague. So have you seen where like social media apparently is obsessing over pre-formative males?
What are you talking about?
So I guess more women are liking this type of vibe from males. Okay, ready? He carries a tote bag.
Okay, sorry.
Perhaps with a labubu attached. So this is from the
No.
New York Times. Yes. Perhaps with a labubu. He sips an iced matcha latte.
Honestly, okay.
He reads Sally Rooney. I never heard of her, but
Okay.
apparently he reads in general.
He reads, okay.
He wears wired headphones and baggy pants.
Why are you saying it in this voice?
Because this is how I imagine like reading it.
Oh, okay, this is how you read it in your head, so you're saying it out loud like that.
Yeah, so that's just how I pictured if I were like, this is it's called like a starter pack for these males, then that's how I pictured the voice would be. That's why I was saying it like that.
Well,
Carries a tote bag.
Okay, whatever. Why do you sound like I want a hot dog real bad?
Ew, what?
Like, you don't know what I'm talking about?
No, obviously not. Okay, next.
No?
No.
A Cinderella story?
I don't remember that clip.
Whatever. Okay. Anyway, Waymo, which is basically a company that has self-driving taxis. I think they were only in 4 cities before, because I know Phoenix was one of them.
They're really expanding, yeah.
Yeah, but they're expanding to 2 new cities, like 10 more cities. I think that's awesome. And I think it's funny to note that Tesla is only operating in Texas and is struggling to get approval everywhere else.
Yeah, they have to have backup drivers still.
Yeah. But Waymo is like ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure Waymo is a Jaguar. Most of them are that I've seen.
I haven't really seen much about it. I've just seen people like, like influencers are in the back and they like show their driver and it's like obviously no one. I feel like it'd be cool to try.
Well, the first time I ever saw it, it was a Jaguar, and it was in Phoenix. I don't know if that's like only a Phoenix thing, but
don't understand that type of stuff. Like, how does that work? But that's a whole nother thing.
It's kind of like Bluetooth.
Yeah, like Emmy doesn't understand Bluetooth.
No, I get it now.
I don't understand the postal system. How does this letter get here so fast? Like, I just don't understand it. And how do they keep track of it?
Anyway, okay, we're gonna.
I digress.
Before you go down a rabbit hole, welcome to Little Chicks. So today we're gonna cover love languages and then Ellie's past relationship
and what I've learned from it, how I've grown. So yeah, we can do all that.
So I'm a firm believer that love languages are incredibly important. For those of you that don't know, there are basically 2 different types of love languages. You have your primary love language, which is how you receive love, and then you have your natural love language, which is how you give love. And they do not always match. So, do you want to kind of explain a couple of love languages?
We'll just hit like some hot spots of these love languages. So there's, words of affirmation. You encourage let me restart. There's words of affirmation where you encourage your partner, recognize their efforts, listen actively in conversations, really just like reassuring them with words and, good job, I'm proud of you, just stuff like that. And then you have acts of service, which is kind of like self-explanatory, planning, like I would say mine might be acts of service. We can get into that. But like, planning dates, hey, I want to take you out. Let me plan the whole entire thing. Like, yes, do that. Like, because I feel like I'm always the one planning stuff. So I do appreciate that.
I would say it's more like acts of service are just also little things of
Oh
like,
yeah, I was getting to that.
oh, okay.
Like, like they can help you like walk your dog. Just showing that they're there for you and the with doing like physical things like that.
There's quality time. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory as well, where you just give full undivided attention. That can literally be like sitting in silence with somebody. As long
Mhm.
as you're being active in that, I think that perfectly describes it. Physical touch is one that I feel like everyone always talks about. That's, hugs, hand holding, closeness, touch, things like that.
Even just like a light pat on the shoulder or
Yeah.
yeah, anything like that.
And then receiving gifts is a very controversial one. It's not even, I feel like when people think of it, it is something that like can be like money or like really
Something
expensive items. It's not
fancy,
that.
yeah, luxury now.
It's just tangible symbols. So like it can literally be your favorite drink or your favorite snack or something memorable like
Flowers?
here, yeah, or like here's a picture frame with your favorite picture of us, like
Mhm.
something like that. It doesn't have to be like, oh, he gave me a Prada bag. Like that's not, it doesn't
I
have to be
mean,
that
phew,
extent.
that'd be nice.
Whatever. um there is a theory, I think this is important to note, and this is just a theory, that people's toxic traits tend to be the opposite of their love language. So these are some examples. Not asking for help, your love language would be acts of service. Isolating, quality time, avoidance, physical touch, impulsive shopping, gift giving, going silent, words of affirmation. That's a theory.
Hmm.
Honestly, I think
I'm trying to
it's,
think like of the past. I don't know.
so what do you think? So let's go over like, how do you receive love? Your primary love language. How do you think you receive it?
I think I like acts of service.
Okay. Now how would you give love? Like show your love?
I think for me it's really quality time.
Yeah.
Like just even if we're just sitting on the couch, I'm playing on my phone, you're watching YouTube, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
that's still special to me personally.
I think for me, the way I receive love is definitely acts of service. I hate that ours is the same because the way I show my love is definitely like words of affirmation, quality time, things like
Yeah.
that. A lot of people ask the question of like, why are love languages even important? And I think it's important to note that like they help you understand yourself. And not even that, it helps you strengthen your connection with your partner.
Mhm.
And it shows intentional effort. If I'm not loving you the right way, that can be really detrimental to a relationship. You just need to be aware of one another and work towards that. All healthy relationships require
What
compromise.
Yes, but what if I don't know, I guess what if they're like, "No, absolutely not. Can't do that." Then that's not compromise, obviously.
Yeah. And that's just you being a brat.
Yeah. I'm just saying like some people are like that.
You have to be intentional with your love.
I just
Like
had to throw it out there.
you genuinely, you have to love someone the right way, not the way that you think they should be loved. That's not healthy. Like if I know that you receive love by words of affirmation, I'm not going to come up to you and smack your butt. Like I need to
Oh, yeah,
find
yeah.
words of
No,
affirmation
yeah.
to make you feel loved. It's all about compromise. That's the way I view it. I don't know. Some people are different. Um I don't know. I feel like that's a really good segue because you have different beliefs than I do about love languages, I guess. Let's
I wouldn't even
kind
say
of,
beliefs, but yeah.
okay, so since we kind of just covered love languages, I think it's important to dive into your past relationship and
Mhm.
things that you've learned from that. So, to preface, how did you and your ex first meet?
Okay, so I was 16, he was 18. Like work, but also, we went to the same high school, small town, so slim pickings.
Slim.
I'm
That's funny.
Yeah, that's really it. That's how we
Okay.
met. Work and
How
high
long
school.
were you together? Like, let's give some background before
Yeah.
I get into these
Um,
questions.
so we were together a little over 7 years, and then the last year we lived together.
Okay.
So I feel like that's good to know.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm team live with someone before you.
and I'm glad I did, obviously,
Yep.
because it didn't work out.
Okay, so in terms of love languages, were there times that you confused his toxic behaviors for love because they looked like your love language on the surface?
Yes. So say like we got into an argument one night or whatever. The next morning he cleaned the kitchen. I'd be like, "Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you."
And
Like
you
forget
just
all
forget
about yeah.
everything?
But now I know he did that out of guilt.
There's definitely a difference between loving someone out of guilt and loving someone because you love them.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very different thing.
Yeah,
and his I feel like was guilt driven. Okay,
for
so
sure.
in the last episode you mentioned that your ex would say that you're ungrateful. Do you think that you were actually ungrateful, or do you think that he was just loving you the way that he found easy and not the way that you needed?
Oh, I mean, we've already said, like, I don't think we said this. He was just like selfish, narcissist, toxic masculinity. So I don't think I was ungrateful, but he just wanted, like, pretty much like a 1950s housewife. Someone, even though he got home before me, like when we lived together, like, dinner needed to be made, blah, blah, blah. You need to do this and this.
I'm snarling my nose,
But,
sorry.
like, you ain't the breadwinner either. Where's the money if I'm gonna do all this? You know what I'm saying? But that would definitely tie into those masculinity issues, and I'm not about that life. Like, I feel like we should both be able to cook and clean, and every once in a while, yeah, it might be nice to have dinner made when he got home, but every single night, no.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. So you're in a healthy relationship now. I think that's very important to note.
Hmm.
Do you think that you've learned to receive love better now that it's healthy and like consistent?
Yes. It just also helps that my boyfriend now knows how I, like, receive love and give love too. I feel like that it goes both ways.
Yeah.
But and then, he'll communicate with that with me. Like, if he was having an issue or something, it's easier to talk about it.
I feel like he also does a really good job of like, I don't know, maybe it works because I feel like the way he shows love, and he might not even know this, so hey, I'm telling you this right now. I feel like the way he shows love is acts of service anyway.
Yeah.
So how he shows it is how you receive it, and I think
Yeah.
that that's really good. Because it'll just be a like, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna help you clean your apartment,
Mhm.
or I'm gonna go take we're gonna walk for you, or things like that where he might not even realize that he's doing it, but it helps you so much realize like you're
Yes.
cared for.
Yeah.
And it's also you can't this is one of my biggest pet peeves. You can't just take away love from somebody. Like you can't it's not a give and take thing. Like if you care for someone, you should care for them. It's not a transactional like amount. And I feel like with your previous relationship, it was a transactional like does that make
Oh,
sense?
that was with everything with him.
So, do you think that your love languages can shift based on relationships, or do you think yours have been pretty consistent?
I think for they probably could shift, but I think for me it was steady, like, consistently.
Okay, so let's start getting into like the toxic side of things. Because I feel like okay, it's important to know because I feel like most people in their life have gone through a toxic relationship or they've experienced like a loved one that's going through that. So I think it's important to talk about like some people are just they feel shamed for it, and I think it's
Mhm. It's embarrassing,
yeah.
or yeah.
Yeah. So there a certain point where you started noticing red flags? Like, was it several years into your
Yeah,
relationship
for
or
sure. Like, we got together when I was 16, so I feel like in the beginning there weren't really, like, the verbiage of red flags wasn't even a thing when I
well,
was that
and
young.
like when you're first into
So,
a relationship, like I
yeah,
feel like you
it's
have this
puppy
like
love.
facade
Yeah,
about someone, yeah.
for sure.
So, looking back, do you think that there were actually early signs that you just overlooked because you were so young or
I don't think that early, no, but definitely, I'm trying to think, maybe when I was like 20, I think I started noticing. Honestly, maybe 19 even.
yeah. Well, I think it's important to know also like there's you can have issues in a
Oh, yeah.
relationship. But if like he had personal issues that he never wanted to work on, and I think that kind of bled into your relationship.
Yes.
That's where a lot of the toxic masculinity came from, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I mean, I might be wrong, but I feel like that's
No, you're right. I mean, not to, like, air out his business, but, he didn't believe in, like, he didn't believe in mental health or seeing a therapist or medication even.
which is crazy because you're very into that stuff.
Yeah. So that I feel like also really weighed on me towards the end. I was like, oh wow, like, I believe, the older you get, you kind of can see, like, okay, this is what I believe in, this is what I'm passionate about, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that is something I am passionate about, mental health. So that
Well,
really weighed on me.
I feel like also like you don't have to have the same beliefs as your like
No.
entire beliefs, but I feel like moral standing
Yeah,
you
and I
have to
guess
agree
beliefs
on.
was a wrong way of saying it. But
Yeah,
yeah.
but like y'all, I feel like he didn't agree with a lot of like your morals and vice versa, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense. So do you think that there was anything in your point in time of your life that made you vulnerable to his toxicity? Do you think like the age definitely played a factor into that?
Yeah, but also, yeah.
Or do you think the length of the relationship played that
Yeah,
or like
because you're even more like, you're like, oh my gosh, we've been together so long. Like, it is scary.
yeah.
It was scary.
I mean, also I feel like okay, in my opinion, no one has a firmer hold on someone than someone that doesn't want you but won't let you go. Does that
Mm,
make sense?
yeah.
So like if someone doesn't want you, they're gonna hold on to you tighter because they're like, I'm not gonna let go of this. Like I've been,
Yeah. You're comfortable.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so was there a point where you started to doubt your own reality or just question your overall worth?
Yeah. Multiple times throughout the years.
So
But
what was
then,
that turning point for you?
I don't know, like, the true turning point, but I do know, like, it was at you and Devin's wedding. And I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. Like, I want, okay, y'all, I'll paint the picture here.
Okay.
So we were at the table, me and my ex, and y'all were doing your first dance. And I was just sitting there like, oh, so cute, blah, blah. And then you start wondering in your head, at least anxious people do, like, I want that someday. Am I ever gonna get that? And I look beside me, my ex is sitting there. I'm like,
And you're like, I'm having these
oh,
thoughts and he's right here.
yeah, like I
Well,
don't picture him in that moment.
I also think it's important, like, you have to ask yourself, like, am I okay with being loved like this for the rest of my
Yeah,
life? And I think in that moment, you asked yourself that, even if you didn't realize it, and you were like, absolutely, I
yeah.
can't do
Like,
this
do I
anymore.
want this with him?
Yeah.
No.
So I feel like it probably was a gradual buildup, but that was
Oh,
a,
for sure. I feel like if you're ever like questioning, should I break up with this person? You already know the answer. You shouldn't even be questioning that to begin with.
oh, that's a word of wisdom right there.
Yeah, like you deep down, you already know the answer. You just need to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
So I think it was a couple months for sure leading up. I wouldn't say like,
Oof, I would say longer than a couple of
you think
months.
so?
I would say several months.
Maybe deep down I didn't realize it,
Yeah.
but probably was.
I think, honestly, like, start of the year, like that year, it was
Um,
like I could kind of see you losing yourself a little bit. I know
okay.
you don't agree with that,
Yeah.
but I
But
could see
also
it.
that's, I guess, hard to admit too.
Yeah.
So if I did agree, then
Well,
yeah.
that was my next question was like,
Fletcher.
how do you feel like your relationship impacted your sense of self? Like, do you think that you lost yourself?
See, like you say yes, but I'm like, no, I feel like I like had myself and like didn't really lose it, but
I don't know though. I think, okay, this is my opinion.
yeah, go ahead.
I think when you have
She
a
knows me
deep
best.
fear of losing someone
Mhm.
and you start questioning, like how you just said, like, I'm questioning if I should even be with them, you start losing yourself in that moment. Like, you should never be afraid of losing someone. You should be afraid of losing yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to lose yourself in a relationship, and losing yourself is not worth keeping that person.
Yeah. Which I didn't think like that cuz I didn't I don't know, I just didn't think like that then.
Well, that was, I mean, do you feel like your friends and family noticed before
Oh,
you
for
did?
sure. Yeah. Like that's not even a question.
I
Yeah.
picked up on it from the first moment.
Yeah.
I spent 7 years building up an anger.
She's
So,
like, "Finally, I
thank
can say what
God.
I was feeling."
I mean, I said what I feel like I kept it pretty neutral in the sense of like you knew how I felt,
Mhm.
but I never acted on it or did anything out of respect for you as
Yeah.
well. Because
Yes, for
that's
sure.
so, in my opinion, like there's a fine line between telling someone like, hey, this relationship is unhealthy and trying to tell them what to do. It's a
Yeah.
very fine line. And I wasn't going to like you can lose someone that you love because of their significant other. And
Mhm.
I not that this was going to happen with you, but I wasn't willing to risk losing you because of my opinions about him.
Yeah.
So I so you kind of answered that like there were a series of moments that made you realize like you needed to leave. And not even leave, like that was your moment where you were like I don't think I can do this. Was there a moment
Yeah.
that like kind of like snapped for you like okay, it's time.
Well, like I said, we live together, so I think we cut the email to like renew our lease, and that was like, oh, this is my way out.
I'm sorry.
Because I mean, yes, we could have broken up sooner, but like a lease is a legal document in the end. Like I was tied to our beautiful apartment. I love that apartment.
You
The
love the
windows,
apartment
it
more
was a
than you loved
corner
him.
unit. Oh, stunning. Face
Okay.
south.
Okay. Was it difficult to actually take that step to walk away?
100%, yeah.
Okay, so what held you back at first?
Being scared. So you're already comfortable.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm scared will anyone else like me? Will I ever be comfortable with someone else like this on this level? Which that's hard to say because I mean 7 years like
Yeah.
it's gonna take time first off. It's scary anyway. But also, I don't like change. So I was going through it really. But I knew in the end, I don't really know what like the moment I was like, yeah, I don't deserve this anymore. And that I finally had the balls to do it.
Well, it's also like, I don't know, it's not easy to just simply move on. I feel like people say that all
Oh,
the time of
no.
like, just leave them, just do this. You physically have to learn how to unlove that person. Like, it's not just a flip of a switch.
I think that's what I was slowly doing the months leading up.
You're trying to learn how to
Yeah,
unlove.
which is sad,
Yeah.
but
Well, so how did you, now we're going to shift into something a little bit like brighter, I guess. How did you learn how to find yourself after that? Because that can almost kind of lead you to an identity crisis in a way. Of like, I've
yeah.
known this person for so long, I was with this
We
person, I was
watched each
affiliated
other grow
this.
up.
Yeah.
Like every memory that person's been with me
Yeah.
type thing. Yeah.
So how'd you start finding your own personal self after that? Or is that still a work in like you're still like, I mean, you're actively always working on it.
Yeah, I feel like you're always actively working on that 100%. Even if you are in a happy, healthy relationship, you're always learning about yourself and finding
as you should
yourself. Yeah.
though. Okay, so how during the breakup process, how do you feel like you started to heal? Like, how did you begin your healing process? Or do you think it was easier because it was so like prolonged?
Definitely
Yeah.
was easier, but also I feel like harder because you're like,
Yeah.
wow, like I never want to think like I wasted this time
Yeah.
because
You've always said that.
yeah, because I just try to think about what I learned this, and we did have good memories, but the good did not outweigh the bad.
Yeah.
So that's another thing you have to kind of keep reminding yourself. But also, oh, I think this was it. We were at a friend's wedding, and at her
Oh,
wedding,
yes.
I went up and hugged her. I'm like, congratulations. She's like, I'm so proud of you. I was like, I'm at your wedding, and you're telling me you're proud of me? Like, no, I'm proud of you for marrying him. But, and then even her husband, I'm gonna cry. I'm already tearing up. I love you, Rachel.
She's such a good person.
Even her husband was like, congratulations. I was like, congratulations to you. You just got married. What do you mean?
But I feel like that can be so reassuring though, is like after the
Yeah.
fact. I hate when people like after you get out of a relationship are like, oh thank God. But it's
Yeah.
also like the people that are respectful in the sense of like, I'm so happy for you. Like I feel like you got more of that, and that probably made you realize like all of these people were seeing how toxic and unhappy
Yeah.
this relationship was before I could even see it.
Even so, like, if you ever, which I feel like always after you break up with someone, you're like, did I make the right choice? Was that smart of me?
Yeah.
But then I'd always think back to her and like her telling me that at her wedding,
Yeah.
like that she was proud of me.
So looking back now that you're in a happy, healthy relationship and are so much better mentally, what do you wish you could have told yourself while you were in the middle of all of that?
That'll be okay.
That you
Obviously.
deserve to be loved.
Yeah. Not even, I mean, yeah, that, but not even like fully that. Just like, I don't deserve that type of treatment. No one does.
No.
Not even if it's love or
I
a
remember
friendship. No. No one deserves that.
there was one point after where I was like, Ellie, you were in a mentally abusive relationship. And you were like, what? And I was
Yeah.
like, that's textbook mental abuse, emotional abuse. And I had to physically like Google it and show you like this is by definition what you went through.
Yeah.
And I feel like that probably put a whole different perspective on it as well of like, oh, I really didn't deserve that.
For sure. And because in the moment, you don't really realize, like,
how bad it was.
Are you gaslighting me right now? And then now you think back and I'm like, that was gaslight the whole time. Or just manipulative behavior.
Well, not even that. I feel like he just gave the bare minimum all the time.
Yeah.
And at one point, and I'm sorry, this might hurt your feelings, I feel like you begged for the bare minimum after giving everything that you had.
Yeah. That doesn't hurt my feelings.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I begged, but okay.
Okay. So, what habits and mindsets from that relationship took the longest for you to unlearn?
So I feel like I learned in that past relationship trust issues.
Yeah.
So now, just learning to trust what my current boyfriend says.
Current boyfriend.
Yeah. Just caring for someone when it isn't, like you said, transactional.
Yeah.
Like it's not give and take. It's
unconditional.
Yeah, just there.
Yeah. Well, and it's not like how I mentioned, like your boyfriend is constantly doing things for you. It's not that he's doing that because he expects something in return.
No.
He's doing it because he genuinely cares about you.
Yeah,
and
and
I feel
that's
like that's
the difference.
very hard for you to like realize, like, oh,
Yeah.
he's just doing this because he cares, not because he is guilty of something or because he needs me to do something for him. Like, that's not how relationships should work.
Well, also, my past relationship, he would get me like nice gifts for my birthday or Christmas or whatever, but then throw it back in my face. So I spent $300 on you, like blah blah blah. And that was your choice. I didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
Like, what? So that really was like an ick for me.
So you think communication as well was
Yeah. Like if we had issues or like in an argument, he wouldn't communicate that. He'd just not talk to me for a little bit.
A little bit, days.
Days.
And
we lived together. Yeah. It'd just be like, good morning.
And I feel like that's
and I'm pausing because that's all I got.
That's even worse though, because like, can you imagine coming home, seeing that person and being like, screw you, and just like walking away and not even talking to them because you're so immature. Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna take a step back. I'm sorry.
No, that's how it was.
I'm getting too riled
up. You go
up.
into his little game room, plays games.
I feel like that's a hard thing for you as well now, because you do love quality time, but I think you were so like conditioned to not have quality time because he was very like, I'm gonna go hang out with I'm gonna go play freaking darts and magic and dragons and whatever wizards or I don't know what the frick he
darts
does.
Is a physical game.
He doesn't do anything physical, my bad.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I feel like it's hard for you to unlearn that as well, because now your boyfriend is like, I want to spend time with you. And you're like, oh, like, what? Yeah. Because you're so not used to that. Like, I don't know. That's so weird to me. What a loser.
He was just a weirdo, yeah.
Okay. What would you tell someone that is stuck in a similar situation?
I don't think you can just put it into one sentence.
Yeah.
But like, it will be okay, for sure. Like, when did we break up? I was 23? Going into 24?
No, 24. It was after my wedding.
I wasn't 24 yet, though.
Oh, I thought you asked the year. I'm sorry.
When did we break up? I was 23, about later that year, turned 24.
Yeah.
Like, I was only 23 and I'm acting like I'm never gonna find someone again. Like, calm down, Ellie. You are fine.
Yeah.
So I think also, like, it will be okay.
Here's something that I think is very important. You deserve to feel a love that's safe, healthy, and affirming. Those are like the three biggest things in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like we need to give some props or just talk about your current relationship, because the rest was kind of heavy. And I feel like, he deserves some appreciation for, I don't want to say dealing with you, but like, no, it is very hard to be with someone after they were literally traumatized in their last relationship. So kudos to him. What do you think the first thing was that made you realize like this relationship is different?
Well, I jokingly said he likes to spend time with me because my ex didn't, but just like he knows how to communicate, which obviously we're still working on. Like, I feel like everyone works on every day.
Oh, 100%.
How to communicate properly and blah blah blah. But like, he'll just tell me how he's feeling.
I think the most insane thing is that he literally will come to me and talk to me about like you.
Yeah.
And I think that that's precious. I feel like it just shows his care, though. Like, genuinely. Okay, so what do you think, like, the green flags are in your relationship now, since we talked about red flags?
Okay. Communication.
Yeah.
I am very much, which this was an issue with my ex. Like, he did not believe in like romantic things. He's like, I'm just not a romantic person, and you knew that when we started dating.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
my favorite princess is Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
You want a
So
beast.
I want a rose in a little glass vase. I want a rose, and I have that. So I
Yeah.
am like very much a romantic person,
I
and I
think
feel like
it's
he
just
really does that.
100%. Literally, there
Yeah.
was one day I looked out my door and there was just roses and a balloon tied to it. I was like, what is happening
Yeah.
right now? I'm so confused. I think, honestly, it's kind of a shock for me to see that because I had seen, like, I feel like you experienced it obviously firsthand, but like I saw the effects of everything of your last
Mhm.
relationship. So I think to actually see like a healthy dynamic.
Oh, let's also talk about how okay, I was at the dog park with this with Prue obviously, but with Scout, she's another doggy here, and then her dad, okay? And he was like or my age. And then my boyfriend walks up and he's like, "Hey, like blah blah blah." He was just dropping off like a key or something. And I was like, "Okay, hey, bye." He's real quick drop off and then he walked away. Not me coming back to the apartment telling you about it and you're like, "Oh my god, like was he okay? How'd he act?" And you're like, "I'm sorry, I'm just traumatized." I'm like, "You're
I'm
traumatized."
Yeah.
I was anxious the rest of the night because I'm like, I know my boyfriend isn't like that type of person, but from my past, that is how I felt.
And I love how I experienced. I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, and no,
just haven't talked to
I
him for
brought it up
2
to
weeks."
him and he's like, "Huh?" He's like, "I was gonna make a funny comment, like, who's homeboy?" But I was like, it don't matter.
But that's the thing, like your ex would have literally berated you
Yeah.
and been like, "Oh, so you want to go out and like talk to these other guys? Like, I'm just gonna go lock myself in my closet and play Magic for 4 days straight and not talk to you." Like that's
Yeah.
I
Or
just feel
like
like the
just
difference of
annoying.
like toxic masculinity to an actual genuine like good guy is
Also, that
insane.
showed his insecurities
Yes,
for sure.
100%.
So let's
That's
just
so
say
funny.
that.
Okay, so what little moments make you the happiest with your boyfriend?
Just I think I've said this before, just quality time.
Yeah.
Going on our walks, going to the dog park, um, just sitting on my couch watching TV. Literally, that's it.
Yeah. I feel like that's very important. Like the little things are honestly like what
Yeah, it makes me appreciate it more
yeah.
because, previously it was, hey, I'm gonna go play games. Okay.
I also feel like we need to talk about the background of your relationship because I think it's kind of funny.
What?
The background of you and his relationship. How long y'all have known each other, the
Oh.
insecurities, like
Oh,
I think
Lord.
this is a funny story to preface.
So, what we need, like, what's the word? Names for these people without giving names. What's the word?
What?
I don't know the word. Anyway, okay, my ex, we'll call him John. If you know, you know. And then my current, we'll just say boyfriend. We'll
Yeah.
just stick with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the question? I done got caught up on naming. I'm thinking
But
of a
I
name.
think you need to give the background on you and your boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is, when me and John are still together.
Ew, I'm
Ew,
sorry.
I don't
I'm
like
sorry.
that. Never mind. Me and my ex are still together. Scratch the John. We don't like that. And I go with one of my roommates. I just moved to college, my first big girl apartment. I have roommates. Who doesn't?
Right.
But it was so fun. But she worked at whatever college job. She's like, "Hey, you want to go to this party with me?" It wasn't even a party. It was like a work get together, but like with the cool people. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. I was like, "Sure, why not?" Like it's a Saturday night. What am I doing? Nothing. So I'm telling my ex that blah blah blah, and he's like, "Okay, like have fun." That was fine. No big deal. I get to the party. I'm like, "Oh, he's cute," but
You're in a relationship, so you're
yeah,
like,
I'm not.
whatever.
No, I was never that type anyway.
Yeah.
But you can appreciate someone's beauty. And
You think he's
so,
beautiful?
you know what I mean. And so, Emily was like, "Hey, like, he thinks you're really cute." And I was like, "Oh, that's sweet." That
Like,
was it.
move on.
That was
Yeah.
it. Yeah. we left that party, went to another one, and that's where my ex like flipped out. But whatever.
What do you mean?
That was the night me and Emily, my roommate, went like 7-0 on beer pong. And we told him, I told him, I was like, yeah, we're just going to this other party. Like, we won't be there long. It was just kind of a stop in, say hey. But then we started killing it at beer pong. And he was like flipping out.
Because you were killing it at beer pong?
No, because I stayed longer than what I told him I would.
I was like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that shows his insecurity though.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
Let's see, flash forward, thinks I'm cute, blah, blah, blah. Let's see, we go to another party, but my ex comes with me. So my roommate's like, hey, you want to go to this other party? So my ex, he was over that night. And I was like, hey, you want to go? Like, blah, blah, blah is going to be there. He's like, he's my boyfriend now. I'm like, it'll be fine, like, whatever. And it was fine. Like, we had fun that night, honestly. That was a good night. Fast forward, we meet up more times, all of us. I don't think it's awkward. Maybe the men do.
I feel like your boyfriend wouldn't have thought that was awkward. I think he probably thought that was funny.
Oh, yeah.
Because your ex was so insecure for absolutely no reason. Because you were not the type of person to, first of all, you can't even flirt. Let's preface that.
No.
But also, like, you are definitely not the type of person to even, like, think about being with someone else while you're in a relationship.
No.
And I think it's important to know your boyfriend is like that too. Like,
yes.
he knew you were in a happy relationship, so he's not going to try and pursue you.
No.
Not a happy he knew you were in a relationship. Let me take that back. Continue.
Yeah. Why don't you preface that? Yeah, and so really we just saw each other out and about at parties. Me and my boyfriend now.
Okay.
Okay, and then I guess the really, like, point where I was like, ew, of my ex. We were all out for my friend Emily's birthday party. And, obviously I brought my ex with me, which was fine. It wasn't like an only girls thing because my boyfriend came too.
Your boyfriend now.
Yeah, my boyfriend
was not
now.
Your boyfriend.
My ex came, my boyfriend now came. And he was just talking to me like a normal person would. It's not like, I don't know,
like when you're flirting. It's not like
and also when you're in a group like that, you're not going to purposely ignore people. Like, that's just weird to me.
Yeah.
And so my ex was like, I don't want to say freaking out, but like he's just always, what did he say? Why are you blah blah blah? Why are y'all talking?
Like, he likes you. Why would you?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And
that's what he would say.
I think it's important to preface, like, Emily was your best friend at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Your boyfriend was really, really, really good friends with her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's a weird like, oh, you're just going out of your way to talk to this guy that you've met on a few occasions. Like, no, you knew, like,
yeah. And it's also not like we would secretly go off in these parties or bars and have a conversation.
And it's not like he
was always in a
group
like,
hey,
setting.
little girl, I want to get at you. Like,
yeah, no,
like
what? No.
I'm assuming it was probably something like, hey, how you doing?
How are you?
How's the ex?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it was something like that.
Yeah. And even so, I was not really allowed to talk to him if my ex was not with me. So, which I didn't, just out of respect. Like, no, it's like, whatever.
I feel like that also shows your character, which that you didn't speak to your current boyfriend now because your ex didn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, okay, like, whatever.
Like, I knew, it's not like I could avoid him because you said, like, Emily was friends with me and she was friends with him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to tell her, no, you can't invite him.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Or I'm not coming because he's going.
So childish.
Exactly. So I think that was a turning point because he, like, was just so insecure that night and it gave me the ick.
And I think it's actually so funny that y'all were together.
Yeah.
Which this was months down the road.
Yeah.
Like, this was not a, like, you broke up literally the next day. No, you're not like that.
I'm very much like, oh, I need to heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I would not do that anyway.
But I feel like that just shows, like, how you can be in a happy, healthy, stable relationship after something that was bad.
Yeah. And I know that was a long story, but we did meet years ago.
Yeah.
Originally. So it is
it's
funny.
A long story because it was like years of, I don't want to say pent up energy.
Oh, whoa, calm down. No. Not on my end because I was very much like, I'm loyal to this person.
Yes.
So I'm not going to feel that way to that person.
Yeah. And he's the same way, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. I'm kidding. No,
she's like, I can't give him compliments.
No, he's good. He's good to you.
Yeah.
He's good. I don't know. I feel like that was a good, like, a good like wholesome ending to a very like dark. It
Oh,
wasn't
I
really
could
dark.
get
I
no,
think you
it
did.
wasn't. I was just, I could get way darker if you wanted me to, but we don't have to go down that road.
No, I think you kind of scratched the surface and like did it in a respectful way.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he would ever listen to this, but if he does, I
Also,
absolutely hate
I
you.
am not going to give
Sorry.
a man a platform to stand on.
Oof.
So that is why we didn't say names. We didn't say blah blah blah, because he doesn't deserve that. That's all I have to say about that.
I don't know if you heard what I said.
What?
I was like, I don't know if you're listening to this, but if you are, I absolutely
Oh
hate you.
yeah, I heard you.
Ah. Anyway, my hatred's stronger. I'm very open about that, though.
Yeah.
I have been for
Which you
years.
said that on previous episodes. You know her and grudges. Y'all know by now her grudges.
Well, anyway,
But I would like to end this on like, I have nothing. I don't have any hate towards him.
I do.
Yeah, Emmy does. Because, you know, I've said this before. Like, I'm not the type. I'm just kind of gonna let it go. Like, I'm not even gonna think about him. Because I feel like when you hate someone, you still kind of think about it.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, if I do hear a comment or something, I'm like, ew.
But also,
So
you're in
no.
a very like stable, like you get reassured in your current relationship, like,
Yeah.
and I feel like that gives you, you don't ever have to question your worth like you had to before.
Yeah.
And I feel like that makes it easier because let's say you got into a toxic relationship after your previous relationship, I feel like that would bring up those feelings again.
For sure. But also, I don't want it always to be like my feelings around just how I'm feeling in a relationship.
Yeah.
Even when,
You're not a male-centered woman.
no, even when me and my ex, well, when I dumped him, let's get that right. When I ended it with him, wasn't
Pop
mutual.
off, sis.
Yeah. I definitely started the healing journey. I was like, okay, I need to get my head on right. I need to just move on, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And I'm proud of myself for that.
I know we mentioned that in the last episode where I said like I'm proud of you for leaving.
Yes.
Because I would
Yeah.
have never like because you I know you talked about this, you hate change, like all those
Mm-hmm.
things. I feel like deep down from the very beginning of the relationship, I knew you weren't gonna like get married and like all like I feel like you even knew that too.
Yeah, I think deep down I did too.
Yeah. And so I think that made me more proud of you for leaving because I was like she knows they
Yeah.
shouldn't be together. But the fact that you knew that and still decided to leave, I feel like that
Also,
shows a lot about you.
I think whether or not you want kids or not, like even if you want kids or don't, I'm glad I did not have a child with that man. I feel like that's really something to think about. Could you see yourself having a child with this person?
Not even procreating. That's the word I would use.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
I've also always
If I had
said,
a little demon like that running around, no.
I've always said, if you get married, you can get rid of a marriage.
Mhm.
Like you can, I'm not, my Devin's not gonna like listening to this. I don't obviously believe in divorce, but at the same time, like if it's unhealthy, you can leave and you can separate that and cut all ties and never speak to each other ever again. If you have a child, you are bound to that person for the rest of your life.
Yep. Whether it's the 18 years and they're finally adult,
No.
no.
And whether or not you're together or not together, there's child support, there's other things like negotiations, custodial negotiations, things
Mhm.
like that, where you are bound to that person for the rest of your life. And
Yeah.
I think people don't think about that. So I'm happy that you thought about that.
Yeah, but also I do want to say, like, I don't think my ex is a terrible person in general. I just think he has a lot of things he needs to work on, and I hope he gets that help he needs. And he's over here like, no, he's a terrible person.
Because I don't excuse people because of their past.
I know,
I
and
think
I'm
it,
not trying to. I'm just saying, like, I want him to get the help he needs.
yes, I respect you for saying that. I
Yeah.
think definitely your childhood and like everything you endure changes you as a person.
But you should also want to work on that.
You should
And he
want to
doesn't want
change that
like I
and
said, mental
not
health.
excuse that behavior because yes, like the things that you go through, like even us today, we're like, oh, well, this happened, so we react this way.
Mm-hmm.
But for him, like we want to get better. For him, it was like, well, I went through this, so I'm gonna act that way, and you're gonna have to deal with it. You
Yeah.
should want to be better for yourself.
Also, it was always a competition.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started.
Maybe we'll make a whole episode about just ranting about stuff, and Emmy can pop off then.
I've been really keeping it in check today.
Yeah,
I'm
you
really
have.
proud of
I've
myself.
honestly been surprised.
Right? I'm trying.
Okay, well, after that deep, heavy topic, go follow our socials. Thanks for listening.
Okay, bye.